There, hello, hello. God, I gotta shave. Oh, nice, we get to level up a little bit. What is this? Interesting. You're swimming through the ether, chasing glimmering motes in an endless sea of black. You catch a brief vision of an actor in the glacial reflection. An actor? Is that us? A momentary glimpse of a past left behind forever. I see. I am choosing not to as well from now on. You push the memory back into your subconsciousness, where it belongs. Better to harvest for more profitable memories, and draw strength that will aid you in the coming nights. While you first hear... Oh, Jesus Christ. While your first year of training under Corliss's watchful eye was almost unbearably cruel, your skill and survival impressed your sire to the extent that she allowed you more time to pursue your own interests and learn mostly on your own. What the fuck are you doing? What do you want? Damn, my God. Temperamental little man. Can you settle down? Hello? Many of those early lessons had been forgotten in the years of relative leisure the ivory tower afforded you, but the tumultuous events of recent nights have brought back your training into sharper focus. Interesting. So unlike the first game, I don't think we actually get experience points for us to spend. I think instead we level up as we sleep. We just like get better as the story progresses kind of naturally. That's what it's seeming like. I can't quite remember how it works. I spent the majority of my time on book learning and studying the lives of kindred that surrounded me. Intelligence manipulation. Our manipulation is decent, I believe, but our intelligence is probably not. Intelligence, well, it's not 0, like strength is. Manipulation is pretty good. 4 XP, so there is experience, but... What is going on? What is going on? I can't. Come here. Is that better?
Dad, why'd you do that? That was very rude.
This little man is struggling so hard to get comfy. Is that okay? Can you even breathe like that? Hi. They really are. Oh, hi, little man. There you go. They've both settled down now, though. There they go. Now they're being quite cute. This is what life with a kid is like. Yeah. I can only imagine how much, I don't know, I guess worse it would be with a kid. Why focus my energies on intellect when I'm infused with so much raw power, strength, stamina? Do we even have any stamina? No. Those are the 2 stats we have jack shit with. So I don't know if we want to start now. Furry children are wild sometimes, yeah. Bettering myself was of little use in a society where my worth was measured by social status. Charisma, composure. Charisma, composure. Could be worth it to increase those. I don't know. I explored the city along rooftops, satisfying my... What's the... right, we want to be like the most unhinged, right? Dexterity, resolve. Dex, resolve. That could be worth it to try to increase our resolve. I feel like somebody that's completely unhinged would have unnecessary... That we have more than a single breath. Don't forget your lunch. It's still very hot. I won't forget it, though. I'm too hungry. I kind of want to go with Dex, just because that's already, like, very high, and I think last time we didn't play so much a physical vampire. So why not? I explored the city along the rooftops, because fuck it, right? We were that weird kind of vampire. Images of rooftop excursions pass you by like headlight reel from your favorite film. You saw all there was to see, and as new buildings were raised, you explored them too, dashing nimbly and avoiding detection. Of course, you made certain to avoid using any supernatural abilities flagrantly out in the open. But a little daredevil parkour isn't out of the mortal realm of possibility. The moon rises as you slumber, growing darker. Our dreams are growing darker? But it's like the Office where he just rolls onto the couch, like hits his head, sits up, parkour! The Office is one of those shows I've never watched myself, but throughout my years of college, a lot of my roommates would love watching it, and I feel like there was one year where it was almost on the TV like 24/7. So I don't know if I ever saw a complete episode, but I've probably seen every single season. How dare you need to eat? Okay, this is weird. I'll read through it, though. Silas? A trembling voice calls out through the darkness. Is that you? Clouds of dark gray smoke swirl around you, parting to reveal the bars of a squat cell, small enough that you have to kneel down to peer inside. An uncomfortably warm radiance shines from far beyond, backlighting the captive in its harsh glare. He's doubled over, back bent by the low ceiling of his prison. You can't quite make out the details of his face. It really is you, the prisoner says. I was sure I was done for, but you came back for me. Fade? You ask. Is that you? For now. Yes, you can see him now. The light is dimming. I can only protect you for so long. The bars are getting stronger than the light will... the bars are getting stronger, and the light will swallow us up. I don't know how much longer I can fight it. What are you talking about? What is the light? Revelation. A truth, then. Why protect me from the truth? Fade shakes his head. The truth is a prison you can't escape, and I'm the only thing standing in its way. I can't let that happen to you again. Let what happened to me? You ask. The light is growing in intensity. What are you hiding from me? You won't remember a thing, Fade says. I promised I wouldn't let you down again. Sleep now. Your eyelids grow heavy, and it takes every bit of your willpower to keep them open. I thought I could trust you, you mutter through the haze. You did. That's why I'm here. A new light dawns. Street lights bathe shop fronts in bright pools, while the occasional passing car barrels through runoff from the recently melted snow, dashing it onto the closest part of the sidewalk. You move inward towards the shops. Drivers tend to speed more in the early morning hours when there's less traffic on the road. They'll get slower, and the traffic busier when the sun threatens to rise and the workday begins. A sense of dread lingers, but you have no idea why. You've slept poorly, but you can't remember your dreams. Just to do an awkward roll on the couch and knock everything over. The exhibition hall isn't far from your haven, and you believe the walk will do you good, give you time to clear your head. Unfortunately, you've barely had time to reflect on recent happenings when a man in a heavy coat moves to pass you on the left, and you feel something poking you in the ribs. Turn right at the next crossing, he grunts. You look down. He's got something in his right hand, held underneath his coat and pointed at you. Of all the times to leave your weapon at home. It's been years since you carried it regularly, at least until the blood hunt. You'll have to remedy that, although you have no idea where you'd hide a handgun in a fitted suit. You're no easy meat, though. No vampire is. Your assailant's face is vaguely familiar, and it takes you a moment to place it before you recognize the feral that Key captured during your raid. You'd heard that his adopted name is Hauberk. Hauberk? I think that's a Hauberk? You feel a phantom pain in your chest, where Ward shot you the last time you were this close to him. You have no idea what the feral's motivations might be. Is he bringing you to Ward? Or maybe he just wants to lure you in a dark alley to dispatch you. Either way, you'll need to make a decision. Is that a handgun in your tailored pocket? Or I wouldn't let him take me if I were you, Fade says in the back of your mind. And I am you, so I'd listen to myself. Interesting. Thank you, Fade. So what are we good with? Dexterity, resolve, manipulation, okay. One thing that's interesting in this game, it looks like you can't level up your abilities, which is curious. Ravenous? Fuck me, man. What? Why didn't we fucking eat before we left? Charisma, manipulation, composure, resolve, strength, stamina. Alright, let's read through these. Dominate. Oh, put us at max hunger? That would suck. I use my abilities to compel Hauberk to hand me his weapon. I'm not putting up with this crap from an Anarch. I grab the gun before he can shoot and aim it at him. Dexterity. Strength. I'll let him lead me on for now. I'm confident I can escape later if I have to. But for now, I'm curious to see where this goes. No, Fade didn't like that, so I don't think we'll do it. So we can agree it's a weapon in his pants. Hobart doesn't strike me as the brightest pup in the litter. I'll try to convince him to tell me who sent him and why. Charisma, manipulation. I remain calm and lull the feral into a false sense of security. I'll make a run for it as soon as I get a good break, catching him off guard. So all of these, is it split between them? Because, like, each one of these, one of our stats is good, the other one's not. Composure resolve. What's our composure like? Composure resolve. Our dex is very good. Our strength is ass. Manipulation, charisma. That might be a better option. Manipulation, charisma. No, we're unhinged. Just grab his fucking gun. We'll try it. Oh, fuck. That didn't go well. Jesus. I didn't think we'd fail that. Our strength was so bad, so I guess it was a mixture of them both. You jerk suddenly against the gangrel, snaking your hand beneath his coat. You feel his finger tense around the trigger. You brought this upon yourself, Cammy shithead. He growls, and the gun goes off with a sharp crack, and you feel a fire in your belly. Coughing, sputtering, you try to mend, but for some reason it isn't working. On the other side of the street, you can hear people screaming and running away. What did you do to me? You gasp. The gangrel grunts. I thought the boss was just pulling my chain with his shit. Real incendiary rounds will be damned. He points the gun at you again. Get up. Now. You unsteadily get to your feet as he steps back out of reach. You want me to shoot you with this again? You shake your head. You only wanted to talk with you, so just fucking relax and come with me before you have to explain to a medic why your heart ain't beating. Hobart rumbles deep in his throat. You're starting to wonder if he's more beast than man. No wonder Ward was so desperate to free him of Key's jail cells. No doubt someone like this would hold up long. You doubt someone like this would hold up for long under advanced interrogation. Fuck! I almost want to like restart the chapter because I thought we'd be able to get out of that. That's fucking... Oh, that's very infuriating. Hobart leads you southwest to Somerset Street, following it for a few blocks past the ornate arch leading to Chinatown. Why would Ward want you here of all places? You watch for any other kindred or ghouls along the way. Nobody you recognize. The Camarilla aren't going to know you're out here. Fuck! Ah! I really want to restart. God damn it. Thanks, Fade. Now we have 2 belly buttons. Yeah. Should I just click through it all? I'm too used to Baldur's Gate where I can just reload and get things to go the way that I want them to go. I don't like doing badly. It makes me very sad. No! This isn't Baldur's Gate. You can't have it your way. I mean, I could. I could skip to the end of the chapter and start it back over again. Cheater. Listen, I paid $60 for Baldur's Gate. I am going to get the story that I want out of it. I don't care if I have to reload. Live with the consequences, you weenie. This game, is so disappointing. Our dex was so high. I thought it would take like the better of the two, not a combination of them both. Oh well. Very, very aggravating. Learning to deal with defeat is healthy. No thanks. The gangrel turns right and heads north onto a residential street that would have been as straight as an arrow if it were not for the almost randomly placed concrete barriers circling individual trees crowding outside the sidewalk. Eventually, you turn left onto an empty lot between houses. It's an odd place for an assassination. Too many civilians, too close to the main street for a prolonged fight to go unnoticed. You let yourself relax. Just a little. Oh, so that's why you DM. Hey, if somebody rolls like shit and they don't want to and I can see they're sad about it, I let them re-roll. Come on. We play games because we lose in life. So we gotta win somewhere else, right? Silas! A familiar voice booms out of the shadows as Robert Ward steps away from a wall at the rear of the empty lot. Gone are his workmanlike clothes, smudged denim Gone are his workmanlike clothes. Smudged denim overalls have been replaced by fine Amari business wear that must have been tailored specifically to fit his massive frame. He must be moving up in the world. The Anarch points a meaty finger at an expensive-looking watch. I was getting worried, Hawberk. You didn't disappoint. An unfamiliar voice speaks up from the shadows. You didn't tell me Z was a Malkavian, Robert. I'm not quite sure I approve of dealing with a clan of the moon. They're unpredictable. Dangerous. Who the fuck are you? The speaker is a young woman in a black tank top, a long knife held in her hand. Moonlight glints off a thick silver pin, holding her layered jet black hair away from her face, and twin Rottweilers sit obediently to her left and right. The dogs' bodies ripple with muscle beneath their short hair, and you have little doubt that they could tear a mortal to pieces in seconds. Fade appears beside the woman as she stares down at the dogs. I don't know who she thinks she's dealing with, but if she thinks we're going to be afraid of these pups, then she doesn't know us. What a joke. Hawberk hands the modified hand cannon that he'd herded you here with. It looks like it weighs a ton. Silas's clan doesn't matter, Sevnik, Ward says. You know that. If I judged you the same way, you wouldn't be standing here beside me. Why, is she not a gangrel? With 2 dogs beside her, you'd think that would be. He turns back to you. I hope you'll pardon Hawberk's methodology. I would have retrieved you myself, but I don't dare show my face that close to the hill. I should have made sure he treated you with a bit more respect. This feels like that scene in The Matrix, where no matter what they say, I'm going to give them the finger and ask for my phone call. Animalism is pretty common. It is, but it's most commonly attributed to the gangrel. So I'm just supposed to ignore your dog held me at gunpoint. No, just shut the fuck up and tell me what you want so that I can leave and hunt you down. Good deal, yeah? Get to the point. I have places to be. I don't like this man. He almost killed me twice now. I don't trust it. I don't like it at all. I'm here because I chose to be, not true. Next time you want me, just be man enough. Be man enough to come and get me. Okay. Get to the fucking point, Ward. The second to last. Now, I feel like the insult of be man enough is just such a bad insult. I know it's supposed to be an insult, but I don't know. I don't know. It just feels immature to me. Ward grins, as do we all. Better places to be. Better times to bring to them. I'll get to the point then. Please do, Sevnik says, crouching down slightly to run her fingertips along the ridges of the Rottweiler's heads. They don't take their eyes off you. We're on a timetable, Robert. You possess the ability to scry the soul. You are also the dumbest vampire I've ever played as, and on top of all the other many mistakes, you decided not to feed before heading out for the day. We're fucking minted. We're rich to shit. We have a fucking butler who brings us food. Why did we leave with this? Oh, God. God damn, we're an idiot. Oh my goodness. Okay. You possess the ability to scry the soul, gaining input to the emotion. No, fuck it. We're almost in torpor. We're so fucking hungry. I don't think we can use our abilities. I'll rely on my own fucking eyes if they work. I brought you here because I wanted to give you a chance to choose a side. Ward says, a choice your sire never allowed you to make. He's taking his time, picking his words carefully. Before I left Ottawa, Prince Arundel told me something in confidence. At first, I didn't understand why he told me. But it makes a lot of sense now that Corliss is making her move to seize control. I was his failsafe, and you're a ticking time bomb at the foot of the throne. If you want to speak. Otherwise, fucking shoot me. You haven't told me anything yet. What the hell are you talking about? You expect me to listen to this after you shoot me in an alleyway and then leave me in the sun. There's also that. I actually forgot about that. What the fuck? Yeah, I forgot. He literally blasted us to the point we couldn't move half an hour before sunrise, yeah. And then shoots me again now? Dude, the only thing you've done is hurt me. Corliss has every right to assume power until Arundel reappears. He's not coming back. God, we're playing as an idiot. She's the Princess Seneschal, after all. It's her duty. If you knew what was best for you, you would leave Ottawa. I can't even. Not touching that option. This isn't the first time you've spoken to me in riddles. The Bruja aren't philosopher kings anymore. Speak plainly. This isn't Athens. You're right about one thing. I am a time bomb, and things are going to get really messy if you don't get to the point. I like that. I like that one. I do like that one. Choice. What do you mean I was never given a choice? No. I like that one. At least it's something familiar with the character playing being a dumbass. It hurts. The whole church thing. Like, a small church. A tiny church. Getting deliveries at 3 a.m. from multiple, like, big vans. Oh, I think that's normal. Why? Alright, you're right about one thing. I am a time bomb. So speak or kill me. But don't just diddle around. Just try it. I hate all of these people. The fucking edge, the venom. Ugh. Just try it, child, Sevenik says, fingers twitching above her sword. Ward shakes his head. Your mind has been tampered with, Silas. I know you felt it in your dreams. All false memories have a way of slowly unraveling. I can fill in the gaps. He's messing with you, Fade says, splaying his arms out wide as if to hide Ward from you. That won't do it all. A quick blink and he's transparent again. You can't trust a word he says, Fade insists. We're better off without his help. It is very strange. What's stranger still is reading this, I just remembered that out of everybody, I think Corliss knows about Fade. God. I just had like a horrible thought. What if this is like purely hypothetical? I've never played as Malkavian, and Fade does not exist in the run-throughs that you do unless you're Malkavian. So I don't know literally what he is at all. But, what if Corliss, being a Malkavian, is mind controlling us, and the only thing that she's tampering with our mind is Fade. Because she knows about him, but she says she can't see him. But she knows about him, and she doesn't question him. It is very strange. Yeah, I know. You're wasting your time, Sevnik says. They'll betray you the moment you turn your back. The Camarilla are all the same. Ward frowns. The Camarilla used to say the same about the Banu Hakim. I remember the stories they told me about the assassins. Is she a Banu Hakim? When I was a fledgling, Assamites hiding in the dark to suck your soul right out of your body. Stereotypes, based in history, sure, but they left no room for nuance. Your people deserved better. So does Silas. A Banu Hakim anarch. You think quickly, trying to process every bit of information revealed to you as if your existence depended on it. The Assassin's alliance with the Camarilla is tenuous at best, at least in Ottawa. A defector to the Anarchs will be bad news for those towing the line like Kashif Salik. The Bruja turns his attention back in your direction. You can stay in the ivory tower as a comfortable pet, or you can learn the truth and stand beside us against the self-righteous licks who took your free will. It's your choice to make, and you're free to leave, whatever you decide. You've heard this kind of speech before, of course. It's Anarch's dogma to believe that everything a Camarilla vampire says is a lie. And that stands doubly true for those in position of power, like Corliss. Recruiting the child of Senshal would likely be considered a significant win in Ward's eyes, and you don't doubt he'd twist the truth to bring you over to his side. But what if he's telling the truth? Fade sniffs. The truth is overrated.
What?
Why would you say it like that, Fade? He did just say in the dream that it is a cage. I know, Don't leave key. I know, that's what I'm struggling here with. I didn't go down the Anarch path when I first played this game, so part of me wants to see that side of things, because I know it's going to give me a completely different story than what I got. But what about key? What about key? The truth is a prison. It's a very interesting idea, right? That truth is a prison, and we live in and by, I don't know, living in lies, we can live in bliss. Listen, believe. Yeah, we'll listen for now. Right. We don't have to decide. We can hear him out, although that probably twists some options that we get later on in the game. But we can hear him out for now. I guess there's no harm. There's definitely harm. There's definitely harm in hearing him out. He's a fucking elder vampire. His words will seep into our subconscious, but I feel like the game will probably give us a chance to fight that. I don't know. You want me to join the Anarchs? You better have a good explanation. I'm listening for now after you fucking shot me. Sorry. Threw me into a place that I could have died. Shot me twice now. And have this strange doggy girl threatening me as if she's Edgelord Queen McGee. You better have some good words, Ward. Right, and left us to die in the sun. Each time. I guess not each time. This last time you brought me here. That's good. That's good, Silas. Ward says. There's a lot that we can get done together that will benefit us both. You set your jaw and give him a hard look. I never said I'd be joining the Anarchs. You've been comfortable near the peak of Ottawa's Camarilla Society for too long to seriously entertain the idea of joining the rabble. But if Ward is telling the truth about your mind being tampered with, you're willing to listen to what he has to say. Ward rubs a thumb over the glass surface of his watch unconsciously. Even an untrained neonate could tell that he's on a time frame here. I wouldn't think of my request as joining the Anarchs, per se, he says. Anarchs aren't an organization. We're an idea. And ideas are bulletproof. God, I fucking love you for that. You can help us build on that idea. But it's bigger than any of us. There are no membership cards, no official dogma. Be your own kindred. The words sound rehearsed, but the look in his eyes says he believes in the product he's selling. Ah, okay, so I see this is anonymous. Anonymous, like Alcoholics Anonymous, but this is anonymous for anonymous, like the group. I won't lie, leaving a group wide open for everybody. There's no organization, so it's just, but there is no official dogma. You just be free? Be free? I don't know. I feel like as a vampire, that's risky. Any organization that does not have like a closed membership, you risk people who potentially have an opposite ideology from you joining and claiming they're one of your own, even if they're blatantly not. And that's what the public sees. But as a fucking vampire, I feel like order is a necessity. I do wonder, do Malkavians often have changes in their quirks based on how traumatic their embracers? I'm sure. To be fair, it's Vampire the Masquerade. Rule of cool. You could probably get away with whatever your game master would let you. I don't know about the official lore, though. Enough of this shit, Sevnik says, cutting off Ward's speech. We don't have time for a big sell. She looks at you. I honestly don't care whether you work for us long-term or not. Camarilla like you are reliable for one reason. You're selfish and you'll do anything you can to maintain your comfortable existence. You want to keep your head? Maybe learn what's locked away in there while you're at it. He taps her forehead mockingly. Work with us. This is fucking ridiculous. Could Fade potentially be something separate, formed out of trauma? Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's a good point. Go sex yourself, second. She's so rude. I've just lost so much patience for rude people in real life, but even more so in video games, which is funny. It's like fucking Baldur's Gate, Lae'zel, rude, fine, let her die. And then I realized she has like an entire storyline, it's very critical and everything, so I went back and saved her, but I don't put her in my party ever. That's what happens when you become a Brit, is it? Do they just have zero patience for rudeness over here? I've heard their customer service is a bit better about that. As in, like, I don't know, not as lenient. Your polite stat goes way up. Says the man who says, I do not simp for Lae'zel. No, not at all. I simp for Karlach. I killed Lae'zel my first playthrough. And then I realized that I kind of, I needed her. No, I'm not a fan of Lae'zel. She's just way too rude. Yeah, so Ward, you're a bit charming. Sevnik, every word out of your mouth makes me less sure about this, and I wish that was a dialogue option. Sevnik ruined it. She's so rude. Come on. Fine. Tell me. Speak up. You shut the fuck up. You, Ward, speak up. What? I feel like you've... Sevink? Oh. Sevink. Yes, you're correct. It's not Sevnik. Nick. My God, I got these 2 letters reversed. Thank you, Spoonie. Sevink says, yes. I emojing about Lazelle. I'm very confused. I feel like I missed something there, Wyvern. Did you gain dyslexia? I feel like I've always had a little bit of it. Oh, let's just get this conversation done with as fast as possible. Fine. Ward glances at his watch. I've discovered that Corliss is working with the Tremere, against the prince's wishes. I know that. She wants the Banu Hakim gone from Ottawa, just like she supported kicking out the rabble. I know that too. She and Arundel never saw eye to eye on integrating what she considered was the less desirable clans. You arch an eyebrow. That's not exactly news. Yeah. I mean, be misremembering. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I might have like, if you said you were romancing Lazelle, I might have reacted to that. Because, I mean, to be honest, every character in Baldur's Gate has a lot of depth to them. They're all very interesting. That's why I went back and started the game from fresh, just to keep Lazelle alive. Oh, but she's just so rude. Especially at first. She gets a little better over time, but that's not an excuse. She's so rude. You want to feel... Okay. She's so rude. And I feel like people getting better over time is good. It's good. But unless they, like, apologize or something, it's not an excuse for how they started. Right? We love seeing that growth. But... Maybe that's what they get, them tiny noses. To be fair... No, see, I shouldn't even use the fact that she's a Gith as an excuse. Because I know they come from a very different background, and it's like in their culture, and arguably the fact that she wasn't like trying to rip me to shreds from the beginning, I should be thankful for. But no, she was fucking rude. And she does get better, which is awesome to see. I like that. Awesome. Beautiful. But she's so rude. Anyways. Then maybe what's happening tonight won't surprise you. You know about it all already. Eh? I love how they put in the little Canadian A at the end of everything. That just tells me that all the Giths suck. I mean, they are, like, as a race, lawful evil, I think, right? The exhibition. The Tremere are going to... Oh, whoops, this isn't word. The Tremere are going to bomb it, Sevnik says. We've tracked their supplier last night. I only had to feed 2 of them to my pets before the 3rd told me about the Warlock's plan. She reaches down to pet the dog's muzzle. You can't help but notice how sharp their teeth are. She looks back up at you. They riled up a mortal anarchist group and told them that the exhibition was their best chance to strike back against the capitalist elites. Normally, they'd just picket the place, maybe break a window, but I think some coercion was involved. Blood sorcery or mental manipulation, maybe both. Either way, there's going to be a nice, big cami roast tonight. Crap, Fade says. Why is she telling us this? Don't you guys want that to happen? Fewer Camarilla around is better for you, isn't it? That doesn't make sense. If Corliss and the Tremere are working together, why would they target her? The Tremere are using an anarchist group. So that's why you're telling me. You need me to warn them. Warn them to stop a frame job. No, don't you guys want that to happen? Come on, right? Warm them. You want me to warm them up? A little toasty in the oven? A little warm under the blanket? Someone can warm me right now. We're not out to end everyone, Sevnik says. Just pluck out a few weeds. And they'll think it was us. And we don't need the extra heat right now. Corliss won't be attending the exhibition tonight, Ward says. She might already have told you. I used to participate in those circles before I left the Camarilla. I know she can't stand Alicia's bullshit excuse for art. Boss? Oh, whoops. Boss. Harburg interrupts. The Pharaoh looks nervous. He's scratching his face hard enough to leave marks. Something's wrong. a sharp crack echoes through the night, and Hobberk's body jerks and falls flat on the asphalt. He growls and skitters to his feet as Ward and Sevnik take cover behind the largest garage. Behind the nearest garage, backs to its cinder block walls. The Banu Hakim dogs tense beside her, ready to attack at her command.
I stay and fight along my new allies. I owe them for
Some of these options. Run before you get murked. But what if it's key? That's my only thought. I might run, but... I get the hell out of here. I need to ward the Kindred. I fight beside my allies. I stay and fight. If Ward is destroyed, I might never know. I carefully flee. I mean, no. So there's no option to stay and see who shows up? Yeah. Maybe we get the hell out of there and warn them. I wish there was a fifth option to, like, retreat carefully and see who it is. Fine, let's go with number 1. You retreat into the darkness, leaving the Anarchs to fend for themselves. Somehow you think that they'll be fine. It's whoever's attacking them that should be worrying. You keep off the street, dodging from shadow to shadow. What was that anyway? Your thoughts whirl as you near Somerset Street. Who the hell would start shooting in the middle of a city like that? It wouldn't go unnoticed, that's for sure. You barely catch sight of a man's silhouette ahead of you before he fires, but it's enough time to dodge out of the way, narrowly avoiding what could have been a pretty messy headshot. You probably have less than a second to decide what to do before the next bullet tears through your undead body. Well, strength is shit. I think we have to choose wits and dexterity. Do we have any wits? Okay, it's not bad. Dexterity's much better. So we don't get to even fight and see who it is? Man! Fine, I flee down the fucking side street. Yeah, it's the only choice. We have 0 strength and 0 stamina. I don't know if you can die early on, but that wouldn't go well. I flee down a side street. There's no advantage getting into a firefight on a residential street. Fine. You're far too close to residential homes and the businesses to risk getting caught in a firefight or brawl. And if Key's police are even half efficient at their jobs as you believe, they will already be on their way. You duck down behind a short concrete barrier and sweep the area for likely escape routes. A driveway on your left backs onto an unfenced property. It looks like it could be a good way out as any. Plus, it's one of the few houses that hasn't turned on its lights since the gunfire broke out. Maybe nobody's home to witness you flee. You wait until the sniper takes his next shot. Concrete sprays your hair as a bullet tears a chunk out of the barrier, and you almost rise before your instincts make you pause. Why would the sniper take a shot when he couldn't see you? He must be trying to scare you out of hiding. You inch around the edge of the barrier, as every instinct tells you to run. Choosing a small hunk of concrete that feels weighty in your hand, you throw it the other direction where it skitters along the road. You dash out in the opposite direction, and by the time the sniper catches on, you're already halfway to safety. You put everything you have into a quick boost of speed, not bothering to look back until you've disappeared into the next lot. No movement. Is he following? You don't take any chances, and by the time you're done zigzagging through properties and residential roads, you're reasonably sure you've lost your assailant. Your exertion over time has left you hungry, extremely hungry. It gnaws at you with an impatient insistence, telling you that finding a victim soon might be a wise choice. It's considered gauche to arrive. I forgot how to say that word already. Gauche. Oh well, to arrive at a kindred gathering, ravenous with hunger after all. The court aren't known for listening respectively to the words of a young vampire. Gauche? Oak. Goke? Goke? Gauche? Goke? I gotta look it up again. No. Sorry. Alright, I gotta look it up again. Is this the right word?
Gauche.
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 Gauche. I was right? I mean, I guess I was close. Gauche. Gauche.
Gauche.
Okay. Hello, Lonesome Drifter. Welcome. Doing good today. I am doing good today. It's bad enough that your fitted clothes are sporting a new fancy hole from where Hauberk shot you. I'd go with your gut, Fade says. Go get some. Yeah, but Fade, what if this is you trying to slow me down so that the bomb goes off, man? Huh? What's going on? I'll try. We shouldn't go ravenous. Hunt. It's always best to be ready for a fight. Prolonged use of the abilities can overwhelm a vampire quickly. It's only courteous not to arrive. No, let's hunt. Yeah, hunt for the first reason. Something's gonna happen. It's been a long time since you last found yourself in a situation requiring an unscheduled meal. Other than that young couple outside the burning warehouse, that is. But you had no choice then, right? This feels different. You're going out on the prowl again. The challenges and uncertainties of recent nights have revitalized the predator inside of you. Tonight, your prey won't simply be handed to you on a platter, and the choice of where to hunt is your own. As hurtly as the situation is, you do have a hole in your tummy. That's true. It's very stylish for being a trendsetter. Is that so? Yeah, I'm sure that's what we like to tell ourselves. Yeah, we got shot in the stomach. Let's see, where should we go? The live music scene, I feel like that might take a little bit. We're kind of running short on time. Confederation Park. Alright. The Sapper's Staircase. Wide tunnel beneath it. There's plenty of nooks and crannies. Let's go to the park. The Greyhound Station. I feel like that'd be a sad place to hunt. Let's go to the park. I think most of these will take a bit. Yeah, probably. You stroll up Elgin Street, passing beside benches and well-tended trees, as you take in the sights and sounds of the park. It's been years since you've spent time hunting here, and it feels good to be back. Comforting somehow. One of the few memories of your first month as a vampire, not shrouded by fog, is of Corliss taking you here for your first hunt. To say it was exhilarating would be an understatement, and it left an imprint on your undead psyche that bursts up like a weed as you soak in your surroundings. You walk through the main entrance and pass by the central fountain. It's quiet during these chill winter months, but when you stalked your first mortal, it had been bubbling and splashing away, just loud enough to muffle the struggle as you dragged the unwilling man to the northwest corner of the park and fed ravenously behind a row of empty benches. If Corliss hadn't been present to stop you from draining him dry, that night might have ended with a very different exercise. But fortunately for both you and your victim, body disposal was a lesson to be learned at a later date. Those were the nights, Fade says. He dips a toe in the empty fountain. We were both so much more innocent back then. Well, as innocent as bloodsuckers can be while stalking prey in a public park. Still, though, this will always be a prime hunting ground. One of the most attractive things about Confederation Park as a feeding ground is its location, central to the most noble kindred locations in Ottawa. An easy walk from Parliament Hill, and the luxurious offices and living spaces enjoyed by the native vampiric population. Feeding here is limited to the upper classes, Primogen and their immediate childer, friends of the prince and seneschal, and so forth. As most of these kindred are typically interested in stocking a finer breed of meat, the park goes largely unharvested. A boon to you, as the local population has no reason to raise their guard. A field of unconcerned sheep leaves the wolf with easy pickings, after all. Do the other clan player characters have the same thing? I don't know. I don't think so. But I don't know. I think the first time I did this, I played as La Sombra, which also gave me a very interesting, very different story. Because La Sombra should not... In this game, the La Sombra have not, been officially brought in to the vampire, or to the Camarilla court, so I was playing the entire game pretending I was a Ventrue, and had to kind of, hide my true identity from everyone. But I never went down the Anarch path. I was completely, Camarilla all the way. So I was never even told there was a possibility that my mind had been altered. So maybe. But I never got that scene with Ward. There's an older gentleman sitting in the northwest in the same corner of the park where I stalked my first meal. I indulge in a little nostalgia. Let's do that. We'll read the rest of these, but I sit down on one of the park benches just off the main hub from the fountain and wait for an ideal meal to walk past. I loiter in the light of one of the lamps, hoping to attract someone interested in purchasing illicit substance, or failing that, attracting someone who's upset that I'd be selling them here. There's a skeleton crew working construction site at the east end of the park, maybe 5 people total. Wouldn't be hard to separate one of them. Yeah, but would they notice? Let's go with the first one. I indulge in a little nostalgia. Why not? You can almost hear the gurgling fountain from all those years ago. But this time you stalk through a silent gloom, gliding towards the elderly gentleman like an angel of death. He doesn't raise his head as you approach, but a twitching in his gnarled right hand betrays him. He knows you're here. Have you come to take me, then? The old man asks, suddenly. His ragged voice sounds tired and world-weary, like he's seen one too many winters. I've been coming here for almost a year since you took Samantha, waiting for you to come back and take me too. He tilts his head back and pulls a cloth cap from his balding head, clutching it to his chest. Have mercy on me, Spectre. Take me to my wife. Is his wife in Oshawa? That must be another town. Oshawa? Fate asks, 'cause I'll go anywhere but there. You're caught off guard. Far from giving you the nostalgic hunt you crave, this mortal is greeting you as though he knows your business quite well. You once heard it is said that those with one foot in the grave could sometimes sense undeath, your lack of a beating heart, and the reek of your damnation. But such tales are impossible to verify, in theory anyway. Will you say nothing? The old man says, peering up at you. I'm ready. I've made my peace. Just make it quick. I mean, we could just go all the way down to 0 hunger. That's a rare gift. Does he think you're the Reaper? It kind of sounds like it. Something as you're considering something. I'm very interested in the theory. I waste no time. If this old man is ready to die, then I'll grant his wish. Hello, Wolfie. I don't know. I'll be honest, sometimes... This is like one of those deep philosophical debates, but I think when I am old, there's definitely a point where... I don't know. I don't think I would be happy living beyond the point where my mind starts to deteriorate, because then I'm not really me anymore. So I feel like there's a point where I was an old person where I might be like, it's my time to go. 3 is definitely unhinged. I waste no time. I know. I might go with number 3. I mean, if he's, I don't know. It's a very hard, like, who am I to play God with this old man? But I am a vampire, so it's what I do. I might just do it. I waste no time. If this old man is ready to die, then I'll grant his wish. It's what any good Samaritan would do, really. And it is the most unhinged one. You're right, Spoonie. We did say we would play an unhinged vampire. Why turn your nose up at a willing victim? If the old man wants so desperately to die, then who are you to argue against his wishes? It feels like it's been so long since you've been fully sated. Go ahead then, he says. I'm waiting for you. Silas has had the memory altered, yes. So did Vivian. Yeah, Vivian did. I don't know how much of she was lying. But she did think Corliss when she first woke up. Yeah, the overlap is curious. But also Vivian was definitely hiding some shit when Jordan called her out on it. I don't know. I don't trust her too much. I wonder if she's also faking being Malkavian. Corliss? She embraced us. She can't really, like, fake that unless somebody else embraced us and she just pretended to. Which would be very interesting. She was definitely my sire when I played through it as the Lasombra, but I don't know. We don't remember shit, though. That's true. Our memory is very foggy, which we're like, what, 60 years old? So I don't know how old we are. 70? We're pretty old, and we're stuck in a late 20s, early 30-year-old body, I believe. That's what it was. You pull his head slightly to the side, exposing his neck. He lets out a weak cry when your fangs pierce his flesh, but in the moments after, you feel his muscles relax as he falls into the trance of the kiss. You suck every last drop down greedily, pushing past the limits you've ingrained into your reflexes and draining him completely. When you finally pull away, his heart and lungs have stopped, and he stares at you with the glassy eyes of death. You'll have to make a call to get the body removed, but for now, you're able to hide it a bit unceremoniously in the bushes. His blood feels warm as it circulates through your cold, dead veins. You feel ready for just about anything. Your appetite largely sated for the moment, you decide to move on, always aware that there's a hunger for more that you can never fully extinguish. Time to stop a bomb, yeah. Can clanless embrace vampires that then actually have a clan? I thought, like, once clanless, always clanless. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe she is Lasombra for the whole thing, no matter who you choose to start as. I'm not sure. Alicia Gray's exhibition hall has been newly rebuilt, reconstructed from the ground up as a monument to artistic extravagance. Its exterior wall is masterfully crafted with layered strata of subtly varied, roughly hewn stone bricks, framing glass display windows that hint at the wonders to be found within. Oh, an example. Yeah, that's a good point. The effect is rather lessened by a nearly 20-foot tall banner proclaiming, "This week only, Canada's finest modern art." Though you suppose you can't fault Alicia for the gaudy advertising, the masquerade must be upheld, especially in these days of a Second Inquisition. Massive expenditures such as this without a steady stream of income could attract SI to her doorstep. Or worse, the taxman. The grounds are swarming with high society mortals, eager to get a sneak peek at the new exhibits so they can brag to their friends that they were among the chosen few to view it. Wealthy mortals are much like the kindred of the Camarilla in some ways. When money becomes an afterthought, there are only two currencies worth caring about: prestige and raw power. Kindred generally covet the latter, but kine, they care more for what others think about them than what they think of themselves. Not that any of that will matter if there's a plan to bomb the place sky high. You wince and try not to poke at your gunshot wound. Hobbark's weapon did quite a number on you. Hopefully, once you've had time for a proper sleep, you'll be in better shape. For now, you'll just have to grin and bear it. Yeah. No, it's an interesting hypothesis. We'll see where it goes. I don't know the answer, so I can't say one way or the other. I've never played the Malkavian before. It's all garbage, you know, Fade says. You look around for him, but it seems he's speaking directly into your head. He doesn't always choose to manifest. Something sounds different about his voice, but you can't quite place it. Strained, somehow. Modern art, I mean, he continues. I'm pretty sure I once heard your good friend Bouchard say the same. I think it was Bouchard. That's what it actually... I'm going to keep saying Bouchard, though. Sorry. Give a toddler a crayon, have them go to town, then sell it for $1 million. Either mortals are even stupider than we thought, or it's just money laundering. Not a bad gig, actually. Maybe you should take a painting. You'd be a natural. Bouchard. But it doesn't have the D on the end. I looked it up. It's French. It's like Bucard or something like that. Bucard? I can't remember. It was very thick, like French pronounce. French. Good lord. Yeah. Because you're dying, yeah. I won't spoil anything for myself. I'll see how it plays out. You have to give the artist more credit than that. Some of them may be in it for a quick buck, but there's usually something behind the works. Yeah, usually, but it's... A lot of modern art is like weird internal click commentary. Like, I once went to a modern art exhibit where there was one exhibit that was something like a wall painted white and then punctured with an air gun, and of course because it was an air gun there was nothing there. And then there was something next to it that was like a different artist's response to that piece of art. And it was, I think reading about it was more interesting than the art was like, it looked like a 2-year-old could have done it, but it was reading why they did it that made it interesting. But like, how do you get to that point? You have to become a famous artist to be able to make something as a commentary and have it, like, be looking bad, but people understand the story and view it as okay, right? But you must have come there somehow. I don't know. You okay? I'm tired. Bucard. There's an exhibit once that was literally a banana nailed wall. Yeah, exactly. Things like that. You have to, like, read the little story behind it. But everybody has stories like that, so why are those the ones that get sold? There was an invisible sculpture that's sold for an obscene amount of money. Yeah. You have to read. No, exactly, but why are those artists' stories the ones that get famous for a banana nailed to the wall? Whereas I'm sure many people have done the same. Tons of my friends have done that drunk, I say, not actually having seen that once. But, right? Somehow they got to that point. How'd they get to that point where they can nail a banana to a wall and come up with a story about it, and that gets famous? They must have been famous before that, right? Maybe they are good artists and they just like do that as a commentary for something? I don't know. A vacuum and vessel for creativity possibility. Yeah, I don't know, it's bizarre. It's like a different world to create that stuff. And I feel like you have to be a different world to understand. I don't know. When does the Black Eyed Peas get famous? Indie artists struggle for years and arguably better musicians. Well, yeah, that's just the lottery, though, right? Every creativity avenue is a micro lottery in itself. Why do shitposts get 1,000 upvotes and I get 10? Moving on, because the truth hurts. I just ate a very big hair. I love the head spaghetti. You'd have to give an artist more credit than that, yeah. You're right. I don't believe for a second that these artists actually believe the purported meaning behind their low-quality work. The artists may believe the quality of their work, but you're right about the people buying it. It's one of the easiest ways to launder money there is. No one looks twice. Art is a rich person's game. I believe that last sentence can be true. At least, especially modern art. Hey, Sonia. Yeah, it doesn't, but also it is very much a lottery thing with creativity, right? Right place, right time, and right skill. You have to have all three. Sometimes the third one's not as important. Well, that gets to the core of things, doesn't it? Fade says. We don't actually have much need for money as Camarilla kindred, but buying more influence never hurt anyone. Well, aside from the people we hurt with our influence. Hello, good morning, Sonia. Is it a late night? Oh no, rip. We're not buying any of Alicia's art, you mutter. Who said anything about buying, Fade asks. I think we should make our own. You shove Fade into the back of your mind. This isn't a time for talking to yourself. This way, master, a sharply dressed steward says, waving you to a door reserved for elite VIPs. You recognize him as one of Alicia's many ghouls. Thanks, Jonathan, you say, as the mortals watch you enviously. I seem to be catching a few unpleasant glances. The ghoul nods. This is why the mistress suggests her close associates arrive early, but it can't be helped now. This way. I should make a note of this to Corliss. Alicia's drawing too much attention to an individual kindred. True. Getting into the art world is often about who you know. I think getting into anything successfully is either the lottery or who you know. It's my fault for getting here so late. No. It doesn't matter to me either way. Let the mortals gawk. It's beneath my care. I sympathize with the mortals' reaction. No one likes to be treated like a second-class citizen. Let's go with the first one. Alicia is, creating a few sussy situations. Oh, bye, Soraya. Have a good day. Going to your cousin's wedding. Oh, nice. Miss Gray should certainly know better, although it's possible that your late arrival is the greater culprit here, though. Still, she should have come up with a more elegant plan to cover the inevitable eventuality of late arrivals. Also, like this entire... I more so meant just this entire exhibit is like a masquerade breach waiting to happen. Anyways. Thank you, Jonathan, you say as he ushers you through the door. You're most welcome, master, the ghoul replies. Might I offer a word of advice? Certainly. Your clothing. he says, trying to pick out his words carefully so as to not offend. It is in poor shape. If you were still capable of going red in the face from embarrassment, you might have. In your rush to get to the party on time, you neglected your physical appearance after the business with Hauberk. Your tailored clothes are, of course, impeccable, but they're wrinkled and torn now, unseemingly in several respects. You have a suggestion, you ask. He is already on the case, perusing a long closet of formal wear while eyeballing you to try to figure out your size. What a good man! The mistress insists that her visitors fit a certain aesthetic. These backups may not be as good as a proper fit, but they will have to do. He pulls out a luxurious Givenchy? That sounds like a bougie, fancy clothing brand. Am I saying that right? Doesn't matter. Never gonna buy one. It's probably way beyond me. Suit, and urges you to try it on. It's a little tighter on the chest, but you can make it work. Looking good, Fade says. He checks you over from head to toe. This man knows what works for you, even if it isn't a perfect fit. But what more can we ask for on this short notice, This is excellent. Jonathan, thank you. You say, gratefully. Designer brand, yeah. Givenchy. That's kind of what I said, right? Givenchy. I guess I more said Givenchy. Oh well. Very close. No problem at all, master. He shows you up the stairs to the observation mezzanine. Enjoy the show. The exhibition begins. As the exhibition begins, you find yourself in the midst. I think I missed out on Key's side quest number 1. That upsets me. I didn't want to miss it. Fuck. Hey, the view's great, but the bomb somewhere? Yeah, I know. As the exhibition begins, you find yourself in the midst of a who's who of Ottawa's rich and powerful. There's a wider variety of kindred at the gathering this time, with the notable exceptions of your sire, Heinrich Lang and Vivian Meyer. Fascinating. Astute observation, Silas, the first time you've used your head in this game. Newcomers, whom you'd met once or twice before, are younger, less powerful than their Primogen counterparts who took place in yesterday's council meeting, but no less influential in the world of mortal politics and business. Some of these younger vampires gawk in naked awe of their elders, while others put on an equally rivaling front of indifference to the centuries of collective power separating them from their betters. Soothing tones of inoffensively banal music ooze through the silver grills of the speakers at all 4 corners of the mezzanine, as a small throng of men in suits haggle over a deal with a shrewd-looking businesswoman you recognize as a local Malkavian. It's quite a lot to all take in at once. That's obviously the only way. What do you mean? Alicia herself is speaking casually with someone you know only from pictures in Corliss's files. A gray-haired rabbi named Michalis Basaris. He'd been here once before to speak to the prince about the slow integration of younger generations from Clan La Sombra into Camarilla domains. Oh, you missed the pic. I can scroll up. Very old-looking man. I think it's more unusual for vampires to be that old, like physically presenting, because usually they are embraced at a younger age, whereas this man must have been embraced in his like 50s or 60s. It is a cool shot. All the artwork in this game is very good. A reconciliation between ancient enemies. Rumor has it that he presented both Arundel and Corliss with a magnificent gift upon his last arrival. Further rumor suggesting that the gift was a sacrificial elder of his clan, staked, paralyzed, and at their mercy. Of course, unverified stories cannot be trusted in kindred circles, but either way, you know better than to cross paths with the Magisters. Jordan catches your eye from the other side of the room and waves in greeting. He's standing next to the glass, pointing something out to a bored-looking young woman dressed all in white. We need Key. I need to get to Alicia right away, away from the rabbi so I can warn her about the bomb. No. I should wait for the right moment. Alicia would be furious if I interrupted her now. I'll speak with Sheriff Key first. Gotta go with Key. Gotta go with Key. I'm sorry. There's other options here, but gotta go with Key. I'm not reading the other ones. Luca's looking depressed and uninterested. No, we don't have time for that. Talk to Jordan. No. We need the key. The key to the story. Key. Hello, Carrie. You find Sheriff Key lounging in the corner. To a casual observer, he might appear relaxed, but since fighting alongside him in the blood hunt, you're better able to read his body language. His muscles are tense, ready to strike like a snake at any sign of a threat, and his eyes are constantly moving, sizing up those around him with an almost paranoid fervor. His gaze softens as it lights on you, and inclines his head in greeting. Silas, enjoying the ambience. Key, we're fucked. He likes me, right? Yeah, he does. There's no good way to put this. There's a bomb. I was captured by Ward tonight. Don't know why, but he let me leave and warned me that the Tremere were planning on bombing the exhibition. Let's just tell him right how it is, straight to the point. Good to see you, Key. By the way, there's a bomb. Exactly, yeah. Surprisingly crowded. I find it invigorating. I don't like it. Something feels off. Nope. Straight to the point. Let's be brutally honest with him. It's been shown that he likes that. The sheriff's eyes widen in alarm. You saw Ward. Where is he? I'm in Chinatown, north of Somerset, you say, but I doubt he stuck around. The location's been compromised. Key is breathing hard with excitement. Some old mortal habits die hard. I need to run a sweep. You might have left clues. How did he find you? What did you say about a bomb? You go over as many details as you can remember from the encounter. As you do, Key's eyes narrow and he watches the room more carefully. Be careful who you speak with about this. What? Why? You ask. Shouldn't we evacuate? Key shakes his head. He let you go. He wanted us to know. The only reason he'd do that is if he wanted us to react. Alicia has some powerful friends here tonight, and a show of weakness would reflect poorly on the local Camarilla at just the wrong time. Do you see her over there with that rabbi, Viserys? Isn't he Lasombra? You ask. I thought they hated the Camarilla. The younger kindred of Clan Lasombra have been proactive about changing their power structures. In Chicago, they've been offering their elders to the Camarilla as conciliatory measures. The clan has a history of attacking us at every turn, but times are changing fast. We lost most of the Bruja and Gangrel, but gaining even a small faction of Lasombra could make all the difference. My personal feelings don't enter into this. It is the will of the prince. I mean, he's right. A packed rabble does. Yeah. So Key's an adrenaline junkie. Interesting. A bomb and a spectacular fail. Maybe. Yeah, it's very interesting that Key reacted the way he did. I'm not sure what that has to do with a bomb threat, Key. I guess I'm not. Lasombra has been our enemy for centuries. How could I possibly trust him? It makes sense, but we should keep a close eye. No, could you, tell me what's going on? Did Key like that we told him? 64? That went up 1%. Yes, he did. My boy. What is one of the easiest ways to make a powerful person look weak? I gotta try to not make Key and Ward's voice overlap. I want Ward to be more big and booming, Key's more grumbly and soft. Attack them publicly? There's an easier way, it's less risky. You make them look frightened and You make them look like frightened fools in front of their inferiors. If we evacuate in panic, and the threat turns out to be false, we'll lose face in front of the Lasombra. Ward doesn't want a stronger Camarilla. He wants us weakened and fractured, so more of us defect to the Anarchs. His eyes narrow as he watches the rabbi speak with Alicia. Prince Arundel has a long history of inclusiveness when it comes to kindred that the Ivory Tower traditionally shuns or distances itself from. It's one of the reasons he inspired as much loyalty as he does. Not long ago, it was considered outrageous for Camarilla princes to host the Banu Hakim, but these knights, they're accepted in almost as many cities as not. Things change.
But we can't just ignore the threat.
No, we can't. Key replies. I'm going to step outside for a moment and talk with security. Let them know what you said. They'll be ready if something actually does happen. He gives you a respectful nod. If you'll excuse me.
All right, you know what? I kind of get it, right? We shouldn't completely give all of our trust to Ward. It is true he's an Anarch. It is true he's been fighting the Camarilla. And it is true, it looked bad, obviously. The vampires care about power above all else. It'd look bad if we did evacuate. Yeah, Ward did let us go, right. Yeah. So I think I kind of agree with Key, and he's ready. I wish they would do like a subtle sweep. Even if it's just like reviewing footage or something to check on this, but I kind of understand it. Plus, that was the one dog chick. Yeah, I don't trust the dog chick.
Someone taps your shoulder, drawing your gaze. I'd like to have a word with you, Silas, if you don't mind. It's Ophelia. Her regal dress whirls as she takes you by the hand and pulls you to the other side of the room, where far fewer guests are congregating. A small, white flower falls from her head, quickly trampled on the carpet beneath your feet as you follow her instruction. She's a Primogen, and you can simply not afford to decline a conversation with her. What does she want?
She was looking at me again, Fade whispers. She can only play dumb for so long before you have to call her on it. You know that, right? Maybe she's testing you to see how much she can mess with you. It wouldn't be out of character. Do you think she became Primogen by accident?
You know the rumors well. That Ophelia's rise to power had been meteoric? Meteoric.
Meteoric, like a meteor. Meteoric. God. Meteoric? Rapid. Interesting. Please. So many words that I hadn't read before. Good vocabulary. That her rise to power had been a blitzkrieg. Not so much due to her raw power, but because of her uncanny ability to make kindred doubt themselves as much as she doubted them. Even the most cardinal truths seemed insincere when spoken in her presence. What can I do for you, Primogen? I'm afraid this must be quick. I have other things. Tell me what you want so we can get over this. A little rude. I think either the first or the last, but I feel like I say nothing would almost be expedient to allow her to say what she wants. I feel like that's a good one. Ophelia watches you for a moment as if she expects you to say something. When you don't, she shrugs slightly. I'm used to hearing excuses from kindred who don't wish to speak to me. You're already a pleasant surprise compared to the rest. She slips another flower out from behind her thin belt, cinching her dress at the waist and placing it in her hair. Oh, from the thin belt that is cinching her dress at her. Okay, I was like, does she just grab that? No, I read that wrong. Yes, the belt that is cinching her waist. There's been a change about you, she says. I can see it in your aura. She lowers her voice to a whisper. You've seen him too. You know where he's hiding. Caught off guard by the strange suggestion, you're dumbstruck for several seconds before you can reply. Maybe she really can see Fade. See who? You ask carefully. Arundel, of course, she says. I can see the signs of his work all over you. But if you were a part of the plan, why didn't he tell me?
I never interacted with this woman during my first playthrough either. We are now like going down a part of the game that I've never. This is brand new to me. It's so interesting. I was like 100% for Corliss last time I played this, so I got exactly the storyline that Corliss wanted me to see. Plan? You ask. What plan? Ophelia watches you closely. Meticulous eyes marking your every facial twitch and expressions as she reads you. You really don't know, she says, a touch of disappointment in the voice. Something is blocking you, holding you back. It's that creature, isn't it? The one shadowing your footsteps. I knew she could see me, Fade says. But what the hell is she talking about? Oh man, what have we gotten ourselves into here? What do you mean something's blocking me? Blocking me from what? I feel like the first or the last, just kind of skimming through them. There's nothing going on. No, she sees him. That'd be wrong to lie to her. Honestly, I haven't seen Arundel. But what if we have? Have we? What if we have? What if Arundel, he's an elder vampire? What if he's shape-changed and we have seen him? Are you ending at 9 again? I might go a little after. Is 9? I don't know how many hours behind. Is 9 in 4 minutes or an hour and 4 minutes? I might go a little over 4 minutes. I might go a little over that, but not much. Maybe only like 15 minutes or so. It's exciting. It's fun. No, maybe we have seen Arundel. What do you know about the person shadowing me? Can you see them? Ooh, she can see Fade. That's bad. Let's ask her about that, right? Silas, Fade says. Don't give her more of an excuse to look at me. I see what I need to see, Ophelia says. You should be aware of what's happening to you. It's a test, left by our beloved prince. And yet your shadow confounds you, keeping you from seeing what Arundel's put right in front of your face. You need to speak more plainly if you want me to understand. You're growing frustrated with their enigmatic line of questioning. What's your point? Ophelia frowns. My point is you are wearing a blindfold entirely of your own design. Your aura is radiant. You possess the ability to see beyond sight, and yet you choose to hide in the darkness. She composes herself and brushes her hair back from her shoulder with a delicate finger. Let the light in, child. It really is that simple. But she says it's a blindfold of our own design, not Corliss. Have we somehow, maybe, you know what, maybe Wyvern, maybe you're right, maybe Fade is a trauma response, right? And as a Malkavian, it has developed in a way that most humans' trauma responses couldn't. Because she does say this is a blindfold of your own design, so what if we created Fade to block out some horrible truth that is hiding? Very interesting. I won't lie, I'm actually very suspicious of Fade right now. I don't know how much I'm trusting him. But to be fair, Ophelia, we even said it before talking to her, is like famous for having manipulated people to get to where she is. What if she's with the Anarchs? We know that she's kind of using the Banu Hakim as like a way to try to gain more power. I'm so confused. I know this version of Fade can see other shit, things that you should know. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. She walks away. And she used but so what if she has Fade? She is the Malkavian Primogen, right? She's very strong. What if she created Fade? Because
the way she talked about Fade was exactly that dream we had of Fade, right? Of being in the prison, him complaining about the light, trying to block the light. Man, what is this? What? I'll be honest. When I played this game, I just like went balls to the walls for the key romance. And I got a very good story there, but I didn't even get the political story. I got like the one-man story. I know his entire backstory. I know everything there is to know about him. But in the end, my character kind of just went along with whatever was going on politically, so I didn't get to see all the different perspectives and points of view. I just got to see what happens if you kind of take a backseat for that. So I don't know what's going on. No, Cavens could see stuff like that too. They just sound nuts. Yeah. And if she could be, manipulating silently. That's true. I know. God, so many options. What was that all about? Fade asks, once Ophelia has drifted back across the room, cutting short your conversation without so much as explaining herself. She called me a shadow. I don't know if I've ever felt so insulted. What do you think she meant about a blindfold? You asked, ignoring Fade's petulant fit. And that bit about letting in the light. I swear I've heard that somewhere before. Right, because I'm metagaming here. I forgot that in character, we don't remember that dream, but obviously we all do. Fade shakes his head. You know Ophelia's tricks, Silas. You've read Corliss's files. Don't let her get into your head. It's how she operates. She thinks she's sown a seed in your mind, and you know what? What? She's right. Because I can see that sprout already starting to grow, the light she was talking about. It would nurture that plant of hers until its thorns tear you apart. Then she'll come to you offering a solution to the very problem she caused. That kind of light is bad news, Silas. Trust me. I outright dismiss her words. I won't actively think on her words, but I won't forget them either. I compartmentalize them. I can't stop thinking about what she said. Could letting in their light really be a bad thing? And what is the shadow? She couldn't be referring to Fade, could she? I have to puzzle this out before it's too late. We're both sussy. Yeah. Oh my god, she's a politician. Well, yes, quite literally. The second one, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I want to make a decision one way or the other. I don't want to let this sit too long. I want the story. I might go with number 3. Why not? Why not? Let's be unhinged. Let's question our own... Yeah, it does. I know, but I don't know what a later date is, and I don't want to miss out on the key subplot either. No, I want to... I'm doing it now. I'm sorry. I need answers. I need pictures of Spider-Man. No matter how convenient it would be to simply disregard Ophelia's warning, you cannot get her words out of your mind. What is this light, this truth that is hidden from you, and why would she suggest you've blindfolded yourself to hide it away? You don't have the answers, but if you simply ignore her advice out of hand, you'll never know. Below the glass of the mezzanine, the mortals begin to flock from the main entrance, clustered into groups as they take in the exhibit below. They seem almost confused for a few seconds, as the first display appears to be an entirely blank canvas. Bouchard disengages from a newer vampire you've never met before, and slinks towards you.
Give them a minute and the fools will be explaining its meaning to each other. And don't be afraid to watch closely. The overlook window is one-way glass.
The sewer rat gives a raucous chuckle, and extends a boil-pocked finger towards another installation of dubious art. A rotten apple nailed to a piece of driftwood.
A piece of Eden, she calls it.
He dabs at the edges of his eyes, the way a mortal would wipe away tears of laughter.
I'm not one to pay compliments to a diva like Miss Gray, but I'll be damned if this isn't one of the most entertaining shows I've been invited to for a decade.
Huh. Looks like Fade was right about Bouchard's, I'm like tripping myself up. I just gotta commit to the wrong pronunciation. To Bouchard's tastes in art. You must have picked up on it. You must have picked up on it on a subconscious level and forgot. But your companion remembers more than you ever will. Strange how that works, isn't it? Now, come on! The people are the exhibit, right? Show? What show? The art is all garbage. I wouldn't have thought social occasions like these would be to your taste. It's certainly odd, I'll give you that. What is this? Just an excuse to get kindred mingle? I'll do the second one. Because, I mean, if we're standing on the glass mezzanine, all the art exhibits are below us, the humans are let in below us, it's obvious that they are the exhibit and we are just there to watch them. So I'll go with the second one.
They aren't. Bouchard grunts. But there's an exception to every rule.
My dear Silas, Alicia says, walking up from behind you. The rabbi she'd been speaking with has moved on to talk with a smaller cluster of neonates. I thought you'd have a better appreciation of my efforts here. She waves an arm at the window. Their reactions are the art. The contortions they'll resort to, the confusion on their faces, blooming into manufactured understanding, masquerading as the Enlightenment. It's better than I could have hoped for. She looks up at Bouchard, and you swear her eyes twinkle. Even the old leper appreciates it. Huh, Fade says with a grin. I didn't know Alicia was a Malkavian. All this time she had everyone convinced she was a Toreador. I agree, people can be works of art. As fascinating as the artistic revelation is, you start to wonder about just what you should say to Alicia about the bombing Ward warned you about. For all you know, it could just be a hoax, but so far the Bruja hasn't exactly struck you as the kind of anarch, merely interested in pranks of false threats. But I trust Key. I trust Key completely. And if the Bruja was correct, and Key sees that, then maybe it's time to talk to him together. I don't know if that's an option in this game. I really wish it was. God, I just want to play more fucking D&D. Ugh. Whew. Anyways, I'll go for like about 5 more minutes. Alicia, on the wait, no. I should let you know as I was approaching. No. I should keep this to myself for now. The last thing I want to do is draw more lines of association between me and Ward's anarch factions. Yeah. See, I'm over here sweating. Oh dear. What you've been told is disturbing, but you just don't know hard facts to want to risk drawing too much attention to yourself at the moment. Not to mention that the more links drawn between yourself and the Anarchs, the closer you flirt with your own destruction. Alicia gives you a side eye, like she expects you to say something, and you realize you've been standing there with your mouth half open for several seconds, while you contemplate your opinion. Finally, she smiles and starts to drift away to other more forthcoming guests. The floor jerks below your feet, smashing you against the window overlook. Glass cracks as you fall away, but when a second explosion rocks the entry stairs, a young woman flies backwards from the impact, smashing the window into a million glittering pieces as she plummets to the concrete floor below. With the soundproof barrier shattered, screams of terror reach your ears. The mortals below are panicking and fleeing for their lives as the exhibits catch fire. So it wasn't a lie, it was a literal bomb. The crew you're working with, that's interesting. It's a Goliath bard named Christine. High elf monk. Scoobert the Great, I love that.
What the hell is this?
Bouchard growls at Alicia. He grabs her by the neck and slams her into the ground hard enough to crack the hard wood.
You guaranteed a sanctuary here, gathered us in one place to feed us to the fire.
He rages and pounds a meaty fist into her gut, frenzied beyond control. Alicia twists in his grip and uses Bouchard's momentum against him, smashing his face into the floor where she'd been a moment before. She shoves a spiked heel into his spine and twists it until it breaks off on the bone. Ooh! I'll let you have that, you old fossil, she says, dusting herself off, almost casually, removing her shoes as the old man unsteadily gets to his feet, ready to resume the fight. Before the sewer rat can throw another punch, Key and two others rush up from beside him and pull him towards the exit, as Bouchard curses and yells at the top of his lungs. Alicia spares you a quick glance. What are you standing around for? It's an avant-garde exhibit, but I wouldn't stoop to such theatrics as this... Fuck, but I wouldn't stoop to such theatrics as part of the show. I suggest you leave as soon as you can. She whirls in place and adjusts her wrinkled dress and stalks through the door leading further into the building. Hello, hello, Mandy. I know, yeah, breaking off your heel in someone's spine, yikes. Slamming it shut behind her with a melodramatic flourish. She's right about something, Fade says. We shouldn't be standing around. Let's get the hell out of here. More than half of the mezzanine is empty by this point. Keys disappeared with Bouchard, and the rabbi that Alicia was talking to has vanished. And you catch a glimpse of Jordan fleeing down the stairs of the building. Something damp rains down from above, and you realize that the hall's fire suppression systems have kicked in. You can't even hear it over the chaos, but it seems to be doing the job. The building will most likely survive the flames. In the back of the exhibit, through the jagged remains of the gallery window, you catch a glimpse of a trio in the back. It looks like they might be planting another bomb. The attackers likely won't survive for long now that over a dozen vampires are after them, but it could look good on your part tracking them down. Then again, you might have other priorities. You have to stop the bomb. I jumped down to save the woman who fell. I follow everyone else. Let's try to stop the bomb, right? Let's try to do a little bit of good, maybe. It's just one woman. Saving a bomb. Stopping the bomb could potentially save more lives than just one woman. Sorry. You leap down through the broken gallery window, hitting the floor at a run. The flames from the previous two explosions have gone out, but if you don't act quickly and stop the intruders from setting off the next one, the whole place could come down around your ears. You run around a mountain of smoldering rubble, and when you're clear of the smoke, you nearly collide with three black-clad individuals holding what you can only assume is a bomb. Back off, one of them yells. He's holding a tightly wrapped package of what looks like gray molding clay. You recognize it from Corliss's training as a plastic explosive. In the chaos, it's hard to tell if the intruders are kindred or kind, but they seem nervous, and the fact that they haven't exhibited any superpowers now is conspicuous. Imagine pumping that shit with holy water. I can't remember if holy water actually does things to vampires in this game. Careful, Fade says. He hovers behind the terrorists and gets a close look at the explosive. You gotta talk them down. There's something strange about this bomb. Besides, it being a bomb. I don't want to go up in smoke because you wanted to crack a few heads together. Well, we just fed. We have zero hunger. Might as well do this. We know it'll work. Charisma and manipulation is... charisma? It's okay, but we know this'll work. So, let's use the hunger, right? We killed that man for a reason. I mesmerize the man holding the bomb and have him turn it over to me without setting it off. You lock eyes with the intruder holding the explosive. Hand the bomb over to me. Hand the bomb, he says and starts walking towards you. His two accomplices try to hold him back. Fuck's sake, Alex! One of them shouts. What are you doing? It's hard to keep yourself from chuckling at their confusion. Bring it to me, you command Alex before turning to the others. We wouldn't want to risk you all getting blown to bits by accident, would we? They back off slowly, then start to run towards the exit. You focus on Alex, but out of the corner of your eye, you catch a glimpse of the fleeing intruders being mauled by what could only be a Nosferatu, as their screams filled the exhibition hall. Finally, Alex reaches you on faltering feet and hands you the bomb. As soon as you take it in your hands, a scream rips its way out of your withered lungs, and you fall to your knees in agony. It feels like your hands are on fire, and your base animal instincts cry out to flee. You drop the bomb, heedless of damage it could cause, and run headlong out of the building as your fingers blister, and electric shocks of pain flash throughout your body. You felt this once before during your early training. It's a ward. Blood sorcery. It was the Tremere. So Ward told us the truth completely, right? Well, I guess there's two clans that can do blood sorcery. It's the Banu Hakim and the Tremere. Silas, snap out of it! Jordan looks down on you with concern. You look around. Somehow you've managed to get clear of the building before collapsing onto the grass beneath the decorative evergreen tree. A decorative. Let me see your hands. You lift your arms. They're covered in blisters and burns. Why isn't it mending? You ask shakily. A groan echoes in the back of your mind. Because you just had to touch it, Fade whimpers. Why would you do that? Wake me when this is over. He said the bomb was warded, he says. You're lucky. I've read that those things can dust younger kindred in a matter of seconds if they're not able to fight back against them. I called someone to help you. Can you stand? You get to your feet carefully. You're able to walk, but it's not going to be comfortable. I read about those things once. I should mend when I sleep, right? I think so, Jordan says, but it might be a few nights. Take it easy in the meantime, okay? Ottawa wouldn't be the same without you. Thanks, Jordan, but my heart's set on Key, actually. Right, you can also learn blood sorcery, but for the most part, it's usually the Tremere. Suddenly, Gerard is beside you, supporting you and helping you walk. I'll take the master home, Mr. Tremblay. You should attend to the others. Wait. What ended up happening? Did the bomb go off? Did I do the right thing? Did I save people? Come on. I need the ending of the story. Jordan shakes his head. No, it needed to be purposefully activated. They make those things a bit more resilient than they used to. Almost impossible to set it off by just dropping it. They had one of Alicia's dolls pick up the bomb and carry it out, Gerard says. Fortunately, the ward was only keyed to work against your kind, not mortals. He helps you walk to his car and sits you down on the wide seat where you can recline. Jordan waves. He'll take good care of you, Silas. He always does. He nods appreciatively to Gerard. When you're feeling a bit better, look me up, okay? Gerard closes the door and gets into the front seat behind the wheel. Even the rumbling of the car starting up causes your wounds to groan. All these years have numbed you to the concept of pain, but being able to mend almost any wound near instantaneously has saved you on more than one occasion. But it's left you paralyzed in the grip of a more enduring injury. Just relax, Master, Gerard says. I'll have you home in no time. And that's probably where I will leave it.